Hey team, it's Crystal here, and we are working our way into September. I still can't believe it that we're in the last quarter of this year. So there's so many things that I have wanted to talk to you about, and I put out there to see, what the requests are of what you guys would like to know more of and what we could do a training on. And I got a lot of stuff back and a lot of feedback, but what I usually really love to address and to talk about in the trainings that we do for our team each week are the questions that I am being asked the most. And so lately it seems like, a lot of times we talk about stuff and people don't realize what it is that we're talking about. And they're too afraid to ask or think like, oh, I must be silly, like I should know this or whatever. And I want you to know that a lot of times when you've been coaching for a while, you kind of assume a lot of things, and I try not to do that, but often we assume things. And so if you are not, if you don't know something, or if you think, oh, this is such a silly question, it's not. And I'm sure it's been asked a million times before, and that is how you're going to learn. So please don't hesitate to ask. So I just want to say that right off the bat. So let me tell you this. I've been getting the question about the whole connecting thing. And it ties into inviting. How do we invite so many people on a regular basis? How are we having so many conversations with people on a regular basis? How are we making our businesses happen and continual growth every single month? It's from connecting. It all stems from connecting and building relationships. So today we are talking about how to connect and build relationships like a pro. And I'm going to actually take you to my Facebook page and give you a couple of examples. So one of the main things that I want you to write down, hopefully you're taking notes and you're going to implement these things starting this day, if not tomorrow. You are going to write down that you are going to make sure that you are genuinely connecting with people. So what does that mean? Genuinely connecting with people. You are going to be interested in them. Be interested in them. Don't be interesting. Be interested. Have you ever heard of that before? We've said it a lot of times, and I know it comes from other areas in business as well, but don't be interesting. I mean, that's great too, of course, but be interested. When you are curious and you want to know more about people, people love that. People will connect with you. People will embrace you. If you go to a party and you're like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk to these people about. Oh my gosh, I hate making small talk. You don't have to make small talk. Just ask questions about them. So what do you do? Or how long have you been doing this? Or blah, blah, blah. Or have you lived in this area for a long time? Or are you from here? Make small talk. Ask questions and be interested. That is huge. So when you're connecting with people, what the heck does connecting mean? What are we talking about? Connecting means essentially, a lot of you know this, the forming. If you're brand new, you might not know this yet, but we talk about this in the new coach training and all that kind of stuff. So forming stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then message. And talking to people about those things before you message them to invite them. So you should know about those things in their life. What do they do on a regular basis? What's their day-to-day look like? Do they sit on their butt all day? Are they walking around? They don't have time. They're a nurse and they don't have time to sit down and eat lunch. What is their daily life like? do they have kids? Do they have dogs? Do they have a spouse? Do they live by themselves? Do they live with a bunch of friends? Family, occupation, recreation. What do they do for fun? Are all their, do they play video games for fun? So they just sit around on their butt even more for multiple hours on end? Or do they go hiking? Is that what they like to do? So finding out those things will leave clues for you if there's an opportunity to help them. So along with that, so how do you get to that messaging area, right? How do you get to that messaging part where you're forming with somebody? You are connecting with them. And so connecting is a very broad term. But as far as connecting, what I do personally the most is I comment on people's posts. So I go through my scroll, which is why I get caught up so often on Facebook, and you just get into La La Land. So set a timer if you need to, but I digress. Go through your scroll, and you can even choose certain people that you really want to connect with and make a list on Facebook of people that you're interested in, right? That you think would be great, for example, if I know that someone just had a baby, I am going to put them into my list, and then that way I know in a few weeks I've been connecting with them, I've been, interested in them, I've been following what they're doing and what their life has been like, and then they're going to see me posting about busy moms groups and about how I get it done as a busy mom and about quick and easy healthy recipes that I can share with them and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to draw them in, and they're going to be interested in me at that point, right? So it's a lot of attraction marketing. That's why we talk about, posting consistently and sharing about your life, not all beach body, beach body, beach body. So you guys should have that down pat. I have another video on YouTube, if you do not, about how to get started as a beach body coach, starting off right, because that will get you going on your social media if you have not checked that out yet. But connecting wise, you are basically commenting on people's posts. You are saying something genuine, and you are relating to them. You are complimenting them. You are being interested in their life. And there's 2 reasons why that is really important. 3, let's say 3. 1, because it's showing that you are genuinely interested in what's going on in their life. You're not just going to go in for the kill, in for the sale, in to be like, no matter what, in for the cold sale and say, hey, you should join my challenge group because blah, 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 blah. No, you are actually interested in what's going on in their life, that they went on vacation last week, that they are exhausted because their baby has been keeping them up, that they just had a death in the family even, whatever it might be, you know about it. So you are interested in them. You are being genuine, right? You're genuinely concerned, interested, engaged with them. Number 2 is just because of the fact that the law of reciprocation. So when you are interested in someone else, they are going to be more interested in you. So guaranteed, they will be looking at your posts a lot more often. They'll be paying more attention. Maybe they'll comment or like your posts as well. And then number 3 is because of the algorithms of Facebook and that the way that they work, and even Instagram, when you are commenting and liking, but more specifically commenting, don't just think you can get away with just liking people's posts all the time, but commenting on people's posts, it is automatically going to take your posts and boost them and make them more known in that person's news feed. So they're going to be more prevalent in that person's news feed. So they're going to be more likely to see what you're sharing with your story, what you're posting, how your results are coming in, how coaching is changing your life, all of those different things. And then they would probably then have a bigger chance of being interested in what the heck you're doing, or how to get involved with this. So making sure that you are doing those things. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you it. A lot of people overthink this. It's not rocket science. Just honestly talk with your friends, or talk with people, even if you haven't talked to them in years, and say, you know, like act like you are talking to your best friend, right? Act like you're talking to your best friend. All right, so I want to show you guys this. So here's an example. Someone that she just did my free group, right? So she's could be potentially interested in what's going on. I haven't heard back from her yet of what she thought about it. She hasn't responded to me, but I'm going to comment on her stuff. You know, absolutely love this video. So I'm just going to say, like, I watched this already before I got on the video with you guys, but I'm going to say, like, oh my goodness. So heartwarming. And there's my comment. It doesn't really say anything, you know, too crazy or anything else. Here's another one. She's someone who's done my free groups as well, you know, and we've had many conversations. I'm just going to comment, letting her know that I'm paying attention to what she's doing. And I have a lot of coaches in my feed, but so just to share some of these things with you. And, you know, you can say something as slightly as simple as that, like, amen. Yep. Going through anything like that, like, just be genuine, you know, be genuine. Post things, you know, ask questions, anything else like that. So just be real. All right, that's enough because I'm finding all coaches in my feed. So switching back, there we go. So that's just a couple of examples. I typed out a quick, like, oh, okay, and I literally, I do that too. I don't track anymore because I have a system where I know that I'm doing this stuff on a regular basis, so I'm not really ever tracking a whole lot. I don't use my business activity tracker anymore because I've been doing this for so long that I just make sure that everything gets done. I know what I need to do, but I know that I'm doing a minimum of 20 people each day. 20 people each day I am connecting with, I am reaching out to, I am, even if I haven't talked to them in years and they added me or I Facebook requested them and I didn't even say anything to them when they accepted their Facebook request, because sometimes there's people I get caught up and I don't get to them and whatnot. I talk to them, I post on their page like we just hung out yesterday, because why not? Who cares? And if they think it's weird, then they just won't respond or they'll unfriend me, which I've never had happen. So it's not a big deal. So stop being afraid and stop second guessing and just do. Excuse me. So that is the biggest stepping stone that is going to help you start building relationships. And when you are connecting with people, then you can carry on that conversation. Then when you see an opportunity to then be messaging them, and that's when you start with that family, occupation, recreation, and then message, that forming process. You know, I start with the connecting first, where I'm interested in their lives, where I am letting them know that I am following and paying attention to what they are doing and what's happening in their life. And then you move, when there is an opportunity, you move into the messaging part, and then that's where the inviting comes in. And so basically you're just trying to get to know them better. You know, the inviting part is going to come a lot from our free groups. That is where all of that comes down, and it gives you opportunity to get to know people a lot. I ask people in my free groups, I want to know more about them. I ask them, you know, tell me what your normal day is like. You know, like, what do you do on a regular basis? You know, what have you done? What have you been doing for your fitness in the past few months? You know, how's your nutrition on a scale of 1 to 10? There's a number of different questions that you can ask, but get to know people. Also, when people are connecting with you and they're adding you to your Instagram or to your Facebook business page, your like page? This has been another common question that has been asked lately. How do you respond and what do you say? Just reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for liking my page, or thanks for liking my post. We must share an interest in health and fitness. Do you mind me asking, are you working on any health and fitness goals right now? You know, if you're posting about that on a regular basis, or, you know, say something like, hey, you know, thanks for liking my post. Or, you know, do you use X, Y, and Z that I posted about? Or if they commented on a recipe or whatever, just say, you know, thanks for inquiring about my recipe. You know, I found it on da da da. You know, are you focused on clean eating in your life right now, or do you have any good recipes that you'd like to share? I'd love to connect and talk more about this. You know, whatever it is, just be real, just be genuine, and start reaching out to people. Again, the more interested you are in people, the more interesting that you are going to be. So don't make it harder than what it is, but make sure that you are doing those little things to connect with people on a regular basis, because then you will always have people to invite. You will always have people that you will be in conversations with. Honestly, I'm in at least 10 active conversations on a regular basis. I'm going back and forth through emails or whatever else, or talking to somebody or engaging with somebody in some kind of a conversation on a daily basis. So a solid 10 people at all times. If I have less than that, then you bet your butt that I'm going out there and adding more people to my network, connecting with more people, engaging with more people, so that I can be in those conversations. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because that is how you learn, that is how you grow, and that is how you will move your business forward and accomplish your goals. So I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure that you start implementing this today. It is not that hard to do, and it is something that you should be doing on a regular basis. So post below how many people that you connect with today and what your goal is, what your daily goal is going to be for the next week. I'm excited to see what this can do for you and your business, and I look forward to next time.